So, I am prepared to give you these 3 gold pieces for that bag, which I assure you costs no more than a handful of copper, perhaps silver. And in addition, I'm gonna give you something very special, but you're gonna have to listen to me about how to use it because it's one of those very dangerous toys.
I'm listening.
Not giving him my ex.
No, but I am gonna give him some alchemist fire.
This can only end well.
Comfortable quarters Nadoya's hospitality, but not all had a good night's rest. Triss we find in a basement box, clearly in a state of distress. We break off fast and learn the lay of the land, plans for our investigation. On our way to Zadis to speak, Triss befriends a local kid to gain cooperation. To speak with Reuben and gain insight, discreet relations the late Fira kept hidden. The paramour, a Thavian noble named Atoya, Reuben served as carrier pigeon. Having recently arrived and behind on much history, we find ourselves amidst a web of intrigue and conspiracy.
Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of PeakD&D. Last week, you guys met a nice lady, and now you live in her basement.
Story of my life, man.
Right.
Mine
So,
too.
yes, you received hospitality. You received offers of hospitality from the town doctor Xantis and from the leader of the cathedral, whose name is Nadoya.
The sheriff does not like us.
The sheriff does not know you and does not seem very likable in general.
He didn't give us any hospitals.
No.
All right. So you guys accepted the nice masked woman's invitation to stay in her basement, and I regret to inform you that Max had a bad dream.
How bad of a dream? Oh, it's
Pretty-
gonna be narrated.
Oh
Great.
yes, I've got flavor text here
Awesome.
for you. All right.
Yes. Homebrewed flavor text. Let's do this.
Let me put on a narrator voice here. The Undercroft is less welcoming in the gray pallor of your dark vision, more a part of the earth than an invention of men, older and louder than the rest of this dull refuge where magic shirks from the curiously still air. Stone and roots and unfamiliar sounds press inward on you, and so you let your thoughts fly outward. Slipping between the tangled roots and beneath the heavy door to your quarters, they float on toward the room that smells of fruit and fermentation, toward the chimney that your waking mind knows leads out and into the town where exotic foods, liquors, games of chance, and all the fine things of life await you. As you prepare to float out into the city, to conjure up a dream as you float upward, as you conjured magic across the great void of the dead magic zone. You attempt to fly upward, but something resists. Unbidden, leaden thoughts weigh you down and arrest your dreams of color and diversion. My words fly up. My thoughts stay below. Words without thoughts never to heaven go. The voice cuts you to your very being. How is it so near? Your vision swims, and now you can see flecks of blackness crawling across your grayscale view of the world like a swarm of tiny insects. So long I waited with only the still air for company. Breathe, and we will taste freedom together. More flecks of blackness. It is a cloud now, carrying an unwholesome presence. The chimney you had thought to flee through seems to close before your eyes, crusting over with some foul substance, black as sable. Like flies to carrion, the black specks in your vision flock to the scabrous filaments. They speak. You too are lonely, little cub, and the only one among your lot without a constant companion. Fear not, you shall be alone no longer. As you puzzle at their meaning, a sense of amusement comes unbidden to your heart. The filaments and specks reshape themselves before you. You can see the face of your drow companion. You can see it peeling back, revealing the white bone of the skull, and even that crumbles away, revealing the gray morass of his brain. The blackness crawls over it in long strands, like strings, winding away to some unknown source. The voice speaks again. One has a companion in his mind. Instantly, the scene shifts. The grizzled face of Cain snarls at you, and behind him, a shadow of smoke and brimstone regards you with crimson eyes, the only color you've seen in your nocturnal imaginings. The voice speaks again. And the other, a companion in his soul. You try to turn from the black strands and their chaotic lies, to flee back to your room and escape the creeping heaviness and its madness and nonsense. The voice again. You and I will be different, little cub. The putrid blackness swirls, spiraling inward on itself. Your heart hammers in your chest, the sound strangely musical to your ears. Suddenly, a black spike, like the beak of a great bird, shoots forth from the vortex of crawling dread, piercing your chest with an icy sharp pain. I will live in your flesh. You bolt upright in bed with an involuntary cry. Welcome to PeakDnd, folks, where the DM's off his meds.
I need an adult.
I am an adult.
I'm going to make an insight check of 12.
Okay.
Do I feel like that was just a dream?
You don't know what the heck that was, but it spooked the crap out of you.
Okay.
You need a litter box and an adult.
Yeah, well then, I got 15 for my stealth check.
Fair enough.
What are you hiding
And is there by chance a Triss-sized box in the Winter's room?
Yes, you can find a box.
I'm going to go sleep in that box for the rest of until someone comes and finds me.
Alrighty. So you two can start the day off with perception checks.
Great. We're underground,
You are.
so I'm not in sunlight.
You're not in sunlight, and also
Cool.
this is hearing.
I got a 21.
All right.
16.
All right. Both of you are pretty sure in the early hours of the morning that you hear the sound of claws scraping on stone in a familiar Triss-ish sort of way. But there are no other sounds coming from the hallway.
Just when I hear, I'll kind of get up and open my door.
I feel great. I had a beautiful sleep. No bad dreams whatsoever.
Yeah, you slept like a baby.
Slept like a baby. I think I'm going to be fine.
Skin's a little itchy, though. You're not sure about the blanket.
I think I've got crabs.
Okay, well.
Got termites.
In a blanket? And that's another thing I want to talk to you about. My blanket was made of wood. This is just a sheet of plywood.
This is literally fine.
No blanket at all.
I think... Reno, are you awake?
I mean, we're in different rooms, so
What? Oh, we have different rooms? I thought we were just...
Oh, yeah, you guys each have your own quarters. It's nice. It's the first time in a while.
Knock on Reno's door. You awake?
yes, I'm awake. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I think Triss went somewhere in the middle of the night.
Do you know where she went? What?
Probably the wine cellar. I don't know.
Right? At least what direction? Oh, that's a good
Because
one.
ever since
Oh,
the
she did
mayonnaise
case the
jug
joint
started
for.
making wine.
She did case that wine cellar for potential exit routes from the building.
Yeah,
It does have fruit there too, doesn't it? Or is that a different room?
What?
No? Okay.
What are
Well,
you
let's go
talking
check
about?
the vintner's room.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure the wine's still there.
Do you have any catnip?
I mean, nah, but I'm sure we can find something like this. Illicit drugs, sure.
Yeah, let's head down to the vintner's room and see. Yeah.
Alrighty, Triss, your companions enter the room. They have not noticed you yet.
Are you sleeping?
Yes. Yes, I'm definitely sleeping in a box. So,
Do you,
Sleeping in a
purr, do you
box.
purr when you sleep?
I think if I'm happy and contented,
So probably not right now.
not at the moment.
Dead silent.
Yeah, no, I'm more like terrified.
Chris.
Investigation?
In existential
Investigation
terror.
seems prudent.
Cool.
Hell
Yeah.
She's lost forever.
And they never saw her again.
I got an 11. That's the best I can.
An 11.
I also got an 11.
Right. Well,
22 together. I mean,
you don't see Triss anywhere. Maybe she snuck out into town.
Maybe.
I heard her get up in the middle of the night, but I don't know. Other than that, I don't know. Triss!
Yes, well, if we can't find her, then.
Call high or low, Triss.
Low.
All right. Yep. Yeah. Triss does not emerge.
You know who could find her right away is Kevin. We should go get Kevin. He knows
You know,
right where
maybe we
she is.
should.
Take him into the basement of the church. He's gonna love that. He loved that alchemical laboratory.
Oh yeah, he loves being underground. It's gonna be fantastic.
Where was it that she said she was going to go? She wanted to go gamble.
Oh,
right?
she might have gone gambling.
You think that's where she is?
At early hours of the morning, I'm sure they gamble.
Call high or low again.
If she sat there, I mean, if she spent
Stay
with
with
in
low.
the middle of the night, I don't know.
All right.
It's very true.
Triss, somebody says the word gambling, and your awareness just kind of snaps back. Are those assholes going gambling without you?
Yeah, I guess we should just go check. We should go
I mean,
check there.
we
She's
got to start
clearly not
checking
here.
the places where she said she'd be, because obviously she's not in this room.
So at this point, I just want to like peek my eyes up and see where I am in relation to them.
You appear to be in a box in a large room that smells of fruit, and they are standing and chattering in the doorway.
Am I like behind them, facing them? What?
Let's see. You are. They're in the doorway. Your box is on the left side of the room, so you are looking at them in profile.
Gotcha.
What's a lady got to do to get
Oh.
a good night's sleep in this place?
Oh my God.
My God!
Well, you didn't sleep very well.
Huh.
I guess that. Why are you even here?
I called your name.
It doesn't matter.
You all right? You don't look very good.
We got nice quarters with nice beds. Why are you sleeping in a box?
I rolled a 22 for my deception, so whatever y'all want to roll against that. Well, because sometimes I like to sleep in a box. I don't judge you for where you like to
Yeah,
sleep.
sounds good.
Natural 20?
Oh, wow. You think
What can I burst out?
she's
I
playing
have
it off pretty
no
well.
further questions.
Are her haunches like kind of back or something? Like she's a little
Yeah,
like.
there's a little bit of fur standing a little bit on end toward the back.
Ears a little back, eyes a little wide.
Well, your profile certainly seems like something's got you bothered.
Nope, everything's fine. I have no further questions.
We'll see you at breakfast.
Thank you, Quentin.
Sorry, my name is Quentin.
What was it again?
Right, my name.
Appreciate you taking me at my word.
I'm sorry, Darcel Jones. Of Clan Jaguar.
Have fun editing this episode.
It'll be
Have
great.
fun editing the next
trying
several
not to do it
episodes.
All of chapter 2.
I just need to find a very, very good.
We're gonna
Jaguar
really
show.
cherish these moments of levity. So
Now I just wish I couldn't chastise you for calling me the wrong name while we're undercover.
That's true.
But we were,
Who the hell is Triss? Wink, wink.
well, we was by ourselves. I didn't think it would be that big.
I don't know. It just seems like your ears are a little not as prominent as.
Well, you don't look that good either. Now leave me alone.
You're not supposed to say that to a lady.
Oh, alrighty then.
Ears are perfect.
Who is that?
He was being.
Grognak popped out of a barrel, went out up the ceiling.
I don't know who you are, but I like you.
Okay, bye.
Oh, no, I'm just saying.
At the chimney.
You don't.
Just seem a little on edge is all, but maybe some
Don't wanna
breakfast will
ask
get
too
you right
much,
straight.
too many questions.
Maybe we can have some of that fresh fruit they have down here.
Oh, you were waiting for me. No, please, wake me up and then lead the way.
Are we going to breakfast?
I
Right.
believe so.
Who's for Denny's?
We're just going to keep a running tally of the Frisky Dingo references. Just put it in the corner.
I should.
All right. No, it's all right. So what's the? You wanted to talk with the nice lady, right?
I wanted to sleep.
Oh, you should come back later? Or just,
Now is where we are now. Yes, let us go see if we can't find. We don't know
we
what we're
would-
doing here.
so
There's a boy
sorry.
king that we're supposed to go save, a murder scene to go investigate. I mean,
no
Yes.
rest for the wicked,
Well-
right?
We do have a lot to do.
That busy dance card. All I'm saying is, we were just worried about you. We heard you get up in the middle of the night. You kind of skidded away. and
look, I had a bad dream, all right? I don't want to talk about it. Can we please just go?
I have no further questions.
Then stop asking.
Natural 20.
I don't know that. I wasn't rolling anything.
Well, good practice then. Yeah, there you go.
At this point, I will just, as gracefully as I can, get out of my box and storm off to wherever people might be.
Just
know
hop
what?
out of your crate.
You know what?
Sharpen your claws a tiny bit.
You know what, Mina?
What?
I think there is something wrong with Triss.
You don't say.
But no temporary hit
And
points.
Feeling
Close.
very specific.
No temporary hit points for you.
Yeah, no, I was not.
And scene.
I was not up to giving my inspirational leadership speeches today, this
Alright,
morning, so no
that's fine.
temporary hit points.
All right.
Perhaps a short rest.
Well, with the party up and awake, we should move to the important matter of breakfast after we settle one more important matter. So, thanks to last session, we now know what happens at the end of the in-game day. Now we get to find out what happens at the beginning.
Oh, great.
Oh.
So there are
Surprises
a
all
series
around.
of obstacles I have arrayed before you, as will become clear in time. I would like somebody who feels brave to roll me 1d6.
I did. I rolled for the perils, so I'm
I
out.
feel brave. I feel brave. I'm using the best dice that were great at LayerCon.
Yeah, they were doing great.
2.
And continuing.
Number 2. Good old number
2 out of 6.
2.
It's not that bad, I guess.
Oh, I'm sure it's fine.
I don't think any of them are good. At all.
Which of the 6 chokeholds I have you in will tighten this morning?
Good.
Precisely.
You have 6
Ah.
chokeholds on us? That doesn't feel great.
Yes, that will do. Triss,
I hate you.
your bad dreams last night have made your rest less than adequate. You don't, well, we don't have to worry about your spell slots recovering, but you also do not have any hit dice available for use today. So, with your short rests, you normally have your hit dice pool to use.
Yeah.
You will not have those today.
Interesting.
Okay.
Do you start at full from like?
Yeah, a long rest will restore some portion of them. But you are
Half of them.
flat empty at the moment.
Right, you get half of them back after a long rest?
Yeah. Is that
Yeah,
how
yeah, you get half of them back typically after a
Right.
long rest.
So like 2 days from now. I
Yeah,
will
so
have
like 2 days from 2 days of
all
good
of
sleep
that.
from now, you'll have that all set. Just don't work through the night,
Yes.
There goes my super sweet gambling plans. I
or
guess.
work through all 24 hours of a 24-hour period.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta get on our siesta sleeping schedule.
But breakfast.
Yeah. Hooray!
Yes.
Great Slam!
You come upstairs to a solidly mediocre meal prepared. The masked woman is flitting about, putting up, filling cups with OJ, and apparently has, it's not bacon, but it looks like small strips of beef on the griddle.
Oh, we certainly don't have this in the Underdark. It's delightful.
It's pretty all right.
The orange juice.
The orange juice. You were pantomiming a mug, so I assume you were talking about the orange juice.
Yes.
Good morning. Welcome. I trust your repose was adequate.
Yeah, for some of us.
Is there Oh, did you get the plywood blanket?
I got the plywood blanket.
I'm sorry about that. I told my apprentice not to leave that downstairs. We'll get you a better
I think
one.
you're supposed to sleep on that plywood.
Well, how are you this fine day?
Here.
Indeed you are. A blessing in and of itself.
For some. Yes, well, yeah, we're supposed to just eat some breakfast and then I guess be on our way to see what else we can find out about this murder of the town leader.
You are interested in helping us on that front.
I believe so.
Well, I was going to try and persuade you over breakfast, so I'm already ahead of schedule for the day.
Check that off your list.
Perhaps it would be best if you were to speak to young Vlad. Our new Führer is an emotional boy. He has not let anyone see his father's room after the incident, since they took him forth from there. I suppose that you will need to persuade him otherwise if you were to investigate this. And I'm not entirely sure that this Reuben fellow that Xanthus vouched for is as entirely innocent as they say. You may also consider prodding at him a bit.
Very well. Well, at least those are two things we can start with to get this started.
Is the Führer, can we just go to the residence and ask to speak to the Führer?
Of course. He will, you are carrying a little token from the temple. Simply show them that, and they will know that you speak with my authority in this matter. I am a member of the Ukon, and they owe me some obedience. They will not, of course, disobey a direct command to throw you out, however. So I suggest you keep your tenor polite with the young man.
I arch an eyebrow, which I can't do in real life. To Quentin.
I'm great with kids. What are you talking about? They love me. Kevin's only 2.
What do you call
See?
it? Anyways.
Quinn.
Well, that shall be very helpful to get at least started on this.
The infamous Axbeak that we had to change his name.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's Axbeak.
Oh, well, I was going to arrest you all, but that's clearly not the right Axbeak.
This is not the Axbeak you're looking for.
An odd sight.
I would have killed him to prevent the loose end, but that wasn't okay.
Oh no.
Exactly.
Your ancient blood feud continues.
Yeah. Except now,
Oh. Hey, while we're talking about that little favor I gave you.
Yes.
Well, that is no mere token. What you hold there is a fragment of the wind collar amulet.
The wind collar?
Yes.
Please enlighten us.
Not getting an 8 on Arcana. Yeah, great.
No idea. Maybe it makes you fart a lot. Who knows?
I'm afraid I do not know what the wind collar amulet is.
It is an artifact of the Rashomani people. It was, it was used to... It has a long history. I can't bore you with it, or you fine people at home here. But it's in canon. Google it. Essentially, it was a fragment created in tribute to the Rashomani tradition of spirit calling, of being in communion with the land. and it was used to heal part of Rashomon that could no longer hear the spirits after the great Avatar crisis some generations back.
Just looking up things to look up later when I get to a library.
There you go. If you were to, unless I very much miss my guess with you, you are a practitioner of the art, aren't you?
Indeed, and I can't say I am overly fond of the circumstances that we find ourselves in here.
When I first came here, I felt much as you do. It is confining to be without one's magic, which is why I brought this with me. It will not give you access to all of your power, but some of the lesser spells will come to you easily, and if you were to give it a certain gentle nudge, say through tapping into the well of chaos magic I can sense in you, it will allow you the use of some greater powers in limited numbers. I prefer not to rely on this. Displays of magic frighten the locals.
Yeah, they don't seem too excited about it.
I also developed an herbal tincture that can have quite similar results, but there are side effects. The amulet is much more reliable and safer.
Well, I have been known to take chances, so perhaps this tincture and I can become acquainted at some point in the future, should it be necessary.
I can give you a dose if you like.
I mean,
You may hang on to it if you find yourself in a bind, or if your companions would have a dire need for access to their own gifts.
I want magic juice. What does this do?
We see that.
Can I do magic?
I wouldn't drink it unless you're very sure you need it, friend.
Nice. What kind of side effects?
It
Side effects include.
weakens the body. All of your joints will ache, your stomach will feel quite unsettled, and you'll probably have a very difficult time in the lavatory later. But it will allow you temporary access to your magical abilities.
Temporary.
Very useful and insightful indeed.
How temporary?
1 hour,
Oh. Interesting.
give or take a few minutes. I don't have the brew exactly right every time, but about an hour on average.
that has been mighty generous of you. I do have but one other question. As I am under your hospitality, and the locals do not seem to be very welcoming, I was wondering where I might acquire one of those masks that you wear.
I will assume that you meant no offense.
So you know what happens when you assume.
You've been nothing but kind. I did not mean to offend at all.
No, I understand you are strangers to our land. I will explain. The masks are a very sacred tradition in Rashomon. The Rashomani community, only those who are... Masks are frowned upon. They conceal the wearer's face, and it is perceived as dishonest. Only the witches, who I subsume their identity into the greater service of Rashomon itself, are allowed to wear them. There is only one other exception. Mummers, actors, players. Those, they are allowed to wear masks as, the gods have always had a soft spot for the fools and players of the game. So they are also permitted culturally. The Thavians do not share this tradition, but if a Rashomani person were to see you wearing a mask without the authority of a Wiclarn, they would find it gravely offensive.
Well, all right then.
Like more than a cat face, I assume.
That is your real face. As long as they can see a real face, they can get their head around it. If they see a cat woman pretending to be a man, well, that is a cat monster and a liar.
I like our chances in this town. We're gonna make it.
You guys come to such a nice place.
Well, you always take us to the nicest places.
However, if you find that life becomes unbearable without one, perhaps talk to me again after you've stayed with me a little while, and perhaps we could discuss making you an initiate.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
I appreciate the invitation, perhaps, and I meant no offense.
I know, of course. This is a new place for you.
Miss Wicklon, lady.
Nadolia will do.
Nidlov.
I will assume you meant no offense.
I never do. I just offend people. What's your take on this whole? Your king, your Führer was murdered, right? Like,
They pronounce it very strangely. It's Führer.
Führer.
So it's completely different.
Entirely different. I just heard what she said, and I was like, yeah, we're from like the same place. Y'all talk a little funny here.
We get that a lot.
Yeah, no, it's like, but
Mostly from Favians.
well, yeah, and that's weird too. You guys are like hanging out with him.
It's a very uncommon situation.
Yeah.
Well, it all goes back to do really with our. Well, how much time do you have? I can explain the history of the town if you like, but the very short version is that
Cliff notes.
our Führer, Ilya Straganoya, he led a group of Rashomani refugees away. They were on the border of Thay, and their home was destroyed in a Thavian attack. He and those who followed him wished to escape the seemingly unending conflict between our nations. So, those who followed him, they departed, made the perilous trip over the Sunrise Mountains, and along the way encountered a band of Thavian refugees, fleeing similar circumstances in their own homeland. Not to mention, of course, the tyranny of the Red Wizards. They were led by, well, you've met him, Mr. Xanthus, the town doctor.
Yeah.
He's the only contemporary of Ilya's who still remains.
So he might have a little more insight too.
He has had a better relationship, a personal relationship with the Führer than I can boast of. They were, by all accounts, fast friends.
Interesting.
Our community is not always coexisted in perfect peace, but those two men managed to keep, by virtue of their respect for one another, managed to make the communities respect one another to an extent.
That is quite a bridge to build.
It was the life work of the Führer. He believed that this tenuous coexistence was something special, that it was worth preserving.
Well, I mean, those red wizards are going to be a little less dangerous without magic on their side here.
That was the way of thinking.
Yeah. So it's sort of an armistice existence within the town itself.
Although I cannot say I'm pleased about the Wicklarn losing their own eyes over the community, it is a small price to pay to keep the Red Wizards from intervening as well.
But yeah, but you're not too sure about his assistant, Xanthus, the guy who.
This Reuben fellow.
Yeah.
I am a good judge of character. I do not think him to be a crazed murderer, but I do believe he is concealing something.
Well, maybe we'll talk to Reuben. I can talk to him real good.
Well, you did save his life.
We certainly have that card to play.
Let's go see young Vlad. Start there.
Oh, not Ruben first?
Well, we could start there.
Hey, the world is your oyster.
I mean, you don't go to the castle, the house, manor? What do they live in? Like, you don't know. You weren't there firsthand or anything.
The governor's mansion. No, I have not been there. I was there to pay my respects to the new Fira, but I was not permitted entry into his chambers.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. No one's been in there.
No.
Except that little boy. He might be hiding something. What he's done to gain.
The throne?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, where do we start with? The doctor and his assistant, or the new?
The more information we have on our plate in our arsenal when talking the plan might be the better.
I mean, does it happen a lot? I mean, obviously, like not to the king, but like murders and things.
Well,
like that. How weird is it going to be if we're walking around investigating stuff?
Well, since you are, of course, endorsed by myself and by extension the Krashameni community, I do not think it would be. I do not think it would be out of the ordinary. We do have law in the town, but young Vlad does not like Mr. Oh shit! What is his name? Mr. Shatterhelm.
Oh yeah, that dwarf guy.
Yes.
Met him yesterday.
He didn't like us either.
No, he did not.
He can be challenging to get along with. He is abrasive, but competent enough.
Mr. Slamhammer.
Mr. Slamhammer. No, my cousin Slamhammer.
He's hammer time, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, the Hammer Hands. Yes,
Hammer.
they are the town's
He's
militia.
like guards, yeah.
He trains and outfits the town militia. They protect us from the occasional raid, although we prefer to tribute our way out of those when possible.
But they sure weren't terribly present when we was fighting off those townspeople last night.
Fighting is a strong word, but when we upset them, yes.
You were attacked?
Oh yeah, did we not mention that?
I don't recall that you did, no.
We were on our way to the meeting.
Unfortunately, it was some of your kinfolk. I may have tapped into the chaotic
That is very true.
streams of magic and incinerated
Something.
Huh.
a few of them. I tried to tell them. They said that we were the heralds of this doom that has come upon your town. I tried to say that they were misreading the situation, that we were your saviors in the situation, that we had come to save the city, but they had none of it.
They came to think that since we just arrived, that we had something to do with.
If you are accosted again by Rashameni folk, the amulet I gave you should help vouch for your character. I regret very much that you had this experience. Did they live?
One of them did.
I think a couple did. I think 3 of them, actually.
Oh yeah, they kind of turned tail and swam across the river. I can't remember now.
We'll be regretting that today.
It was a
We
big
stopped to
fireball.
talk to one, and then
Well, he stopped to shake us down. He wanted no part of.
I'll have to watch the footage.
I will send some. Yes. Let's consult the. Fortunately, every notable thing that happens to you is captured by security cameras. Who knows?
Yes.
But
D&D police state that we live in.
Constant
the
scribe.
Goyim are always watching. No, we have. I will send some trustworthy men to clean up the area. I do not think that you will. It is, of course, not illegal to defend yourself if you are attacked. I would. We are the same as any other civilized place, really.
Mr. Slammer's not going to be mad at us for starting to fight.
Well, I cannot
We were
vouch for his
attacked.
temper. His temper does not obey anyone, including reason itself. But he has no legal grounds to inhibit you.
Well, that is good news. But hopefully it does not happen again, and it seems like we'll have a
I
persuasive
should
token if
point
it-
out that if you were to anger a roving band of Favian citizens, my vouchsafe will not be quite as
Ooh, that
effective.
makes quite some sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They have their own leader. if you wish to ingratiate yourself to them, I think that speaking to this Xanthus fellow may well be your best bet.
Well, I do believe we are headed there next, so.
Perhaps we can.
Well, very well.
I'm great at making friends.
Any other questions for the masked witch lady?
Not at the moment, but perhaps later.
All right, fair enough.
I think we're good to
She'll be here.
Yeah.
start our
It's the
day.
building that she worships in.
Fair enough. Yeah, off to him and Ruben.
All right. So, yeah, Xanthus and
Xanthus.
Ruben. So, pulling up my map O'Meara.
So now, I appreciate that we are going to try to use our diplomatic connections to visit this crime scene. Should that fail, provided I assume there is a chimney on the governor's mansion, getting in there without permission is not off the table. Just throwing that out to y'all, in case things go wrong.
All right.
Very astute.
Yeah, I have no problems with that. If need be.
Alrighty. So on the map O'Meara, the great big town road that goes through town. On the south western side of the town, it becomes the Red Way, and it winds off towards Thay. Xanthus's home is here, right on the river, and a little bit of a distance off of the main thoroughfare of the Red Way.
Cool.
It's easy to find him. Asking around, he's basically the only one in town who knows how to set a bone.
Okay. On the way, I would like to keep an eye out for, especially in like the Thavian part of town, candy.
Oh yeah, for candy. Well,
Candy.
roll.
We're going to try to bribe a child. What do you expect?
That's a different way to go about it, but okay.
Alrighty, roll me a perception
Hey, kid,
check
you want some candy?
that you're trying to like notice somebody on the way through.
We need a cart for Quinn so he can.
No, he's in the stables, man.
Are we gonna start an ice cream truck?
Oh, just a creepy,
13.
a creepy wagon with like no windows. Says free candy on it.
I like it.
A 13. Yeah, actually, you see what look like a small group of kids hanging out.
Yeah.
They appear to be like bartering candy.
Sweet.
They have different like sweets, and they're trying to like outbid each other for them, and they're like haggling over it.
Are they gambling?
I don't know.
We should make it a gambling.
Yeah, I would like to go just kind of like loom over them to pay attention. Not in like a threatening way, but like in a curious, I want to buy all their best candy sort of way.
All right, fair enough. So there's two little girls and a boy. The boy looks to be a little older. He's like maybe 13-ish.
Okay.
The girls, when the cat person comes over, they kind of shrink away and look a little nervous. The boy turns, gives you a winning smile, and looks you dead in the eye.
At this point, I would like to do like a little bit of street magic, sleight of hand, and sort of just like drawing the girls' attention to like diffuse the situation and the fear.
Okay. You think they're a little bit nervous, but they definitely seem interested.
Great. So then, I would just like to crouch down on their level. Now, I am new to this fair city,
Oh, there's
and
two
I have
coins.
a bit of a sweet tooth, and I see that y'all have a little bit of candy. I was wondering if I might be able to buy some off of you fine young folk.
Some candy.
The girls kind of like whisper amongst themselves while the boy kind of stands back and smiles. The girls say, the taller of the two comes forward, and she holds up what looks like a some sort of taffy like thing in a thin paper wrapper. And says that she has a blue one, so she won't take less than 4 buttons for it.
At which point I
Small
will
price to
like
pay.
pull out a gold piece from behind her ear. Buttons, you say?
I'll also take that.
I don't suppose you have any more different colors.
She like kind of goes through her pockets.
Gonna say.
I've got a beetle.
I tell you what, I'll just trade you this.
And a shaving razor.
I will trade you this.
That's
for
what?
the blue.
Kid's gonna gank us.
I'm not worried about the children. All right, so
Give me all your money.
I will give her a gold piece for a blue one.
All right.
I'll take the blue one, and to the next girl.
It's the most expensive candy I've ever seen.
Well, I promised Susie
That's a
I'd
real
get her a red
bargain,
one,
don't they?
but I've also got a yellow, and I've got a sweet roll.
I will give her. I will like do sleight of hand magic and pull out 2 gold pieces and give them to her for the sleeve roll and the red.
Pretty sure this would be a lot cheaper at the store.
Mister, I lost all my money. Doesn't get to give me financial advice.
Investing in candy.
In my defense, I was left unsupervised.
That's not a defense.
Those children would rather have a good shakedown going,
And
don't
then
they?
I will turn my attention to the boy.
Hiya.
Hello, sir.
He appears to be wearing a red feather in his hair.
Does that? I like your feather.
Thanks. It was hard to get.
I believe that. Did you take it from a bird?
Well, it wasn't alive when I went. I assume it ultimately came from a bird, yes.
I just look at you. And I don't suppose you have any candy you would like to barter.
He looks to the left, looks to the right, opens his coat up,
Oh God.
and pulls out a bag of toffees.
Oh, now you, sir, are the one that I would love, that I should have spoke to first.
Well. So,
Biden
what
is
flavors do
time.
you like?
Well now, let's see. I would like that whole bag, sir.
Whole bag.
Yeah.
All right. What are you offering?
Oh, I have
I
many.
will arm wrestle you for it right now.
Are we there?
I'm small, but I'm not dumb.
I didn't say you would.
I would like. He seems. Okay. So at this point,
Excuse me.
do you fancy? You seem to be a lad who may sometimes get himself into a bit of trouble.
What gives you that impression?
A lot of
Like
bag candy.
finds like.
Looking around for a candy shop.
I have, and also, things haven't always come that easy to me. So here's what I'll tell you I'll do. Now, given that we were bartering with these two for buttons and razors, I could tell where we're at, financially speaking, if you will.
Sure.
So, I am prepared to give you these 3 gold pieces for that bag, which I assure you costs no more than a handful of copper, perhaps a silver. And in addition, I'm gonna give you something very special, but you're gonna have to listen to me about how to use it because it's one of those very dangerous toys.
I'm
I'm not
listening.
giving him my axe.
No, but I am gonna give him some alchemist fire.
This can only end well.
And I will explain to him what alchemist fire is and how it works and what to use it for and what not to use it for. And believe me, sir, this can hurt people, and I would hate to see you be hurt. But I appreciate that you probably like to have a good time.
You know, you got yourself a deal, Catwoman.
Thank you. The name is Darcel Jones, by the way.
Clan
Darcel.
Jaguar.
And
It just happens.
Everywhere we go.
also, what's your name, sir?
Most call me Muff.
Muff. Excellent. Well, I like your feather, and it's always good to have friends on the streets, Muff.
My name is Quentin with a K.
Cool.
And then I
with
will
a C.
and I will shake his hand.
He's got a surprisingly firm handshake for a 13-year-old.
Okay.
Yeah, you get the sense that you're being appraised and favorably so at that.
Yeah. Cool. And then bid my adieus.
All right, you got yourself a bag of candy.
Damn straight.
And only one of them is blue.
Yes.
You've got the only blue one he had.
And then, I'm gonna try a piece of toffee, and we should go to the doctor.
Cool. It tastes strongly of licorice.
Oh. Y'all want some candy?
Oh, why did you get that candy again?
Because we're going to see a little boy king, man. Kids like candy. Haven't you seen this?
I suppose that's true. Oh, that's different.
Yep, they're all licorice flavored.
Tastes like anus.
I do not even want to
I think it's
know.
called anise. I'm sorry. I think it's pronounced anise. It tastes like anus.
No, it's Angus.
Oh, right.
Beef. It's beef flavored.
I thought that
candy.
kid's name was Muff.
Or you.
Huh?
You there.
Yes, who, me?
Yeah. Buy my horse.
Buy your horse.
Aye,
Why?
good horse.
Well, we have a wonderful axe beak. I don't know if I need an.
Do you have an axe beak?
No.
Or does he have an axe beak?
We have an axe beak.
His name is Quinn. No further questions are needed.
Why are you selling your horse?
Well, marked for tribute next couple of days. I can either give it to a tribute, get a worthless coupon, or I could make some money right now.
What's the coupon?
You donate a horse to the tribute, you get some kind of favor with the Fira.
You donate a horse.
What is tribute? Just
What
like
is the
Texas?
tribute?
Oh, it's to placate the Tungian tribe nearby.
Oh yeah, we ran into some of them too.
Oh, so it's a sacrifice.
Well, we give them horses. They leave us alone.
Oh, fair enough. How much?
Good horse. 150 gold.
150 gold, you say? Can I inspect the horse?
He's pointing right at it.
Don't look a gift horse in the way. It's not
I'm gonna
a
like
gift,
walk
sell it.
around it and
You
kind
should
of
look at
inspect it like I know what I'm doing.
Fair enough.
And can I roll something that I know what kind of condition this horse is in?
You could do either handle animal or nature, if either of those are good.
Now, sir, I should warn you that Mr. Watley here is an expert in horse flesh.
Oh, good. What? He'll know how good a horse he got.
So I rolled a 15.
15.
Just to kind of see.
It seems pretty healthy to you. You're not sure
Worth
you'd...
150?
What's that?
Worth 150?
I mean...
Okay, alright.
Iffy, but you know.
I mean, it's got, it's probably a big deal to have a horse.
Well, I might have to
Big
confer
deal.
with...
Just say you like his horse.
Say you like his horse, Barnaby! I'll have to confer with my travel companions if we're able to purchase the horse, but we are interested.
I can only hold them until somebody buys. You give me 100 gold, get the horse.
Oh, 100 gold now.
No. Who said 100? I said 150.
You just said 100 gold.
No, I didn't.
You just said 100.
No, I didn't.
All right, then it's no deal.
Fine. 100 gold, but you take them now.
100 gold? 100 gold?
Well, okay, here's the thing. How much you got on you, though?
33 gold? No, I have 67, so...
Yeah, but like, all of our money is in the hold, and we can't get it.
Bum, bum, bum.
100 gold?
I have no interest in horse.
Sorry, horse?
I don't care. Just because someone is trying to sell you something does not mean you need to buy it.
I mean, I
Yes,
like
but
it.
it might give us favor with the new lord here.
We're
That's
gonna
what
give
the
him a
tribute's
blue
for.
candy. I think we're fine.
Very well.
I mean, how many things are like actually blue, though?
Apparently just one. No, thank you. And we'll continue walking.
Ah!
Yeah, I got like 10 gold on me right now.
Fair enough. We don't have the gold, and you don't want to pony up the
Hey.
dough.
You buy horse, I be here.
Fair enough.
Outstanding.
If we decide we want the horse, we'll be there. Bye.
Bye. Where is it? Let's see.
I don't know. Where is it? All right, finally to Zeta. What's his name?
Xantus.
Impromptu commerce finished. To Xantus's house then.
Yeah, we have to go like back to the cave if we want to use the whole money out.
Oh, fair
At least
enough.
got to
I
get
thought
far enough outside of town.
Yeah.
Oh, right. That makes sense. Cool.
All right. So along you continue to the home of Xantus. Now, this is apparently a community figure of some significance and is the town doctor. So you're not expecting, you're not sure what you were expecting in terms of what kind of place he would live in, but this place is a dump. There is a shingle hung outside with a mortar and pestle on it and a sharpened scalpel hovering over. It is in a crap part of town. Like, as soon as you get outside the city walls, you can tell that, oh, this is the poor part of town. And he is in just the rundown, slummiest part of it. But his door is wide open. And within, you can hear a little bit of a commotion.
Man, this place needs a stick-up, doesn't it?
Dr. Xantus.
What kind of commotion?
Yeah, what, yelling and stuff?
You are pretty sure you hear a loud male voice, a loud but somewhat shrill female voice, and a third voice that appears to be pointedly not yelling.
Oh, they're in a domestic.
Can I make out what they are saying?
Roll perception.
Can we all do it?
You can all do it.
Dirty 20.
All right.
Not that.
Dirty 20 is pretty good.
I got more. I got 24.
24. All right. Also pretty good.
Not that.
So you can hear, it appears to be a heated argument over whether or not the loud male should be there. He seems to think he should not be, and someone is yelling at him to lie down and let him look at you.
See? A domestic. Just at the doctor.
Well, I think we should just wander in and see what's going on. Maybe I can help hold him down.
Perhaps.
All right. You wander in.
Yes, hello.
You see that same man with the shaven head and the tattoos all over him, who recognizes you from yesterday. Oh, yes, welcome, please. I'm with a patient at the moment. If you wouldn't mind just giving me just a moment.
Oh, of course.
Really, sir, you ought to lie down. No, let me go!
You need a hand?
If you wouldn't mind.
I can. Sir, I really think you should.
All right, make an athletics check.
He's really good at these.
19.
All right, you beat him. You managed to hold him down good and firm.
This is for your own good.
Oh, you are very good at this. Thank you. He grabs the man's leg and wrenches it forward. There is a horrible cracking noise, and the man screams in pain.
That was a good one.
If you had come to me first when you first fell, it wouldn't have set improperly. Just give me a moment. He pulls some materials. He starts putting together a splint and wrapping up the injured leg.
Yeah, I had no idea what he was going to do. I just thought it would be fun.
Yeah, the man on the table appears to be of advanced age. He's about 60 years if he's a day, and a much younger woman is there with him, probably about 30, 40.
Daughter, probably.
She's
Maybe.
happy to clarify that, yes, that is the case, assuming you are wondering aloud.
No, not necessarily. Wondering to myself.
All right.
It could possibly be his wife, his girlfriend,
Maybe.
you don't know. All right, Mr. Judgy.
All right, so the man has ceased struggling and is now whimpering, but his leg is getting bound and bandaged up pretty well.
Yes, broken hip, of course.
Clavicle, actually. That's not what that is.
No.
no.
I believe that's up here.
Tibia.
Was he like biting down on anything at the time? Or?
He does not appear to be.
All right, don't bite your tongue off. Just next time, try a spoon.
That's a
You're
good
gonna be
idea.
fine, old timer.
Thank you.
Don't send me to some
Dirty red wizard pretending he's a doctor. I don't want your candies.
Does the daughter want one?
She wants one.
Yeah, see.
Ooh, a lemon.
I believe they're all licorice.
No, it's lemon colored. Oh.
Oh, I see.
Lemons don't grow here.
They all taste
Licorice plant grows here. We just use the color.
That's good.
They
We
all
pretend
taste
they're other
Well, it's-
things.
yeah, it's like that.
Ooh,
Everything
yellow
here
licorice.
is just like terribly mediocre.
They're living out in the middle of nowhere. They're doing their best.
terribly mediocre.
All right. Well. Hi. Anybody else you want me to manhandle?
Not at present. Let me just send Natalia here on her way.
Yeah.
Resin wizard. He's got a cane now, and he's he takes the occasional reprimand, but he's keeping his weight off the leg.
Well, he is crotchety, but I love him.
Thank you for your help, sir.
Well, you know, you get kind of used to it.
My father's terribly stubborn.
Well,
Quite.
yeah, I know how that goes. Just tell him to keep off of it for a while, and you know he'll be fine.
I'll make sure he gets home. Thank you again. So she leaves and takes the crabby old guy with her, and you are left with Santos. Please be welcome. I'm so thankful that you came.
Yes, it seemed like good timing all round, I suppose.
Indeed. As you can see, I have something of a reputational problem with certain constituencies in the town. They're not eager to be treated by a red wizard.
That guy was Russian,
He looked pretty Russian-y.
Yeah. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here in Mirror City.
It starts
Trouble
with the T.
capital T. Rhymes with P, and it stands for racism.
I don't think
Well, that would be R. And
No, it
Or
is-
alphabetization.
The alphabet's so messed up.
Yes. I see you're using the traditional alphabet.
Well, my friend Triss here had a few questions, along with my buddy Mino Morland. So, I mean, our real names.
that's Quentin. That is.
I'm sorry. This is Arthur Watley.
You no longer have the privileges.
Even when you're trying to hand off the talking privileges.
you still manage.
I would assume my character might be smart enough to get our names right.
These Rashomani, they have 9 different names.
Oh my god.
Peter Leonid Andreevich.
I don't know.
You are impossible to be on the run with.
I mean, I would have assumed that I used our fake names, but I bet I'm not.
We'll
smart
say
enough
that
to
you
do
maybe
that.
stumbled a little bit
This is
thinking of the names.
This is Triple Threat Darcel Jones of Clan Jaguar. And my
Mr.
friend
Watley.
It was Mr. Watley.
Many friended what?
Mr. Watley
Mr.
was
Watley.
what he said, yeah.
Mr. Watley.
Keep him up, big guy.
That's what I thought you said. Yes.
Exactly what I said.
I'm doing the best I can.
You're doing it, Watley. Yeah, well, they had some questions.
Cool.
We were on our way to go speak to the Fuhrer in hopes of perhaps getting to investigate this crime scene.
Oh, that would be...
We figured coming to talk to you first might be a prudent course of action.
Oh, well, I don't know what help I can be. I have no particular sway over the child, but except as his advisor and a friend of his father's.
Well, perhaps Reuben as well. We wanted to see what he might.
Oh, certainly. I'm not certain how he got caught up in this mess, but I assure you my assistant is no murderer. He's downstairs. I'm sort of letting him lie low here.
Yes.
May we?
Certainly. Please, feel free.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep, he leads you through through the rest of his house. He clearly lives here in addition to working out of here. His front office is like immaculately clean and everything is like shining. There's perfectly organized. By contrast, the rest of his house is kind of messy.
Not so much.
It's kind of, it just seems like he has a lot of stuff. It's not dirty, but it's very cluttered.
Gotcha.
There's like big, like anatomical drawings on the wall. There's like books piled up everywhere.
Yeah.
He leads you through what seems to be far too small a kitchen and sleeping area for somebody with this much stuff, and leads you down to his cellar, where the large, sort of stocky man that you saw about to get stoned yesterday, in the not fun way, is just sort of sitting in a chair.
Don't we have didn't we buy cuts of meat from the butcher yesterday?
You did, in fact.
Do we still have those, or because we went to the
Yeah,
vegetarian?
you went to a tent for food, so yeah, I assume you still have the cuts.
And we
Might want to either make those or put them on
I
ice.
was gonna say we're staying with vegetarians, so perhaps are you guys cool with giving the doctor and Ruben the meat that we bought, unless you had other ideas for it?
No.
It'll be fine with me.
All right, you got 2 flank steaks and a fillet.
Yeah.
And they are
Use those as part of-
pleasantly surprised. Well, thank you very much.
Always good to come with gifts.
Thank you. And thank you for stepping in yesterday. I was, I don't think I was going to make it out of there unless you guys had showed up.
How did you even get in there?
There's a great, terrible misunderstanding about all this.
Please explain.
Well,
This is Ruben.
yes, this is Ruben. Sorry.
Just making sure.
Here, you could put Ruben's photo up. We don't have one for Ruben
Is
yet.
Xantus in the room too? Is he hanging?
He is hanging out in the room. He seems to have a good. He seems to know what Ruben's deal is, so he doesn't seem to be
Gotcha.
shirking out.
Yep.
But yeah, nobody's told him to leave.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
Well, I was in the governor's mansion, and I was not, strictly speaking, supposed to be there.
At the time of whatever happened.
Shortly after, it turns
I
out.
see.
I had an arrangement with the Fira. I brought letters.
What kind of letters?
Letters of a personal nature.
Like the dirty kind?
They are from a paramour, yes. I can't get too far into it.
You're gonna. It's gonna be great.
I was running letters for them. I would occasionally run the occasional discreet errand he'd run on the Fabian side of town. I did things for him. And I was going to deliver him a letter when I heard this horrible screaming noise. Woman runs out of his room, screaming bloody murder. I decided to make a hasty retreat, and a bunch of the house servants saw me running out the door.
2 questions. Do you still have this letter? And you said there was a woman who made a hasty retreat.
I assume she was the housekeeper.
Could you identify her were you to see her again?
I could pick her out of the lineup, yeah. About 5'6", dark-haired, had it pulled back, just wearing a hairnet.
Okay. And the letter?
I do, in fact, have the letter, yes.
So the housekeeper, found the body, is what you're thinking?
I have to assume that's what the case.
She screamed, not the Fira.
No, I didn't hear any men screaming.
Well, all right, Fira's a man.
She found the body, or she was clearly,
Saw something.
well, or perhaps there was more to that relationship than just business.
No, sure. We've got naughty letters, might as well have naughty housekeepers, I guess. All right. Do it. So how do you, get in there without them knowing you are there?
Well, there's a secret entrance that most of the house doesn't know about. The Fuhrer had it built specifically for his own use.
Clandestine affairs.
I can only assume so. I don't know. I always went to the same house to deliver letters. I don't know what he got up to the rest of his time. He paid me well.
Did you also take letters to the lady?
Yes, that's where I got the letters to bring to him.
Yeah, I don't know, like a pickup or something. I don't know. Or something. You know where she is.
Yes,
That might come in.
Is she safe?
she is. The last I knew.
And if we promised discretion in the matter, could you point out this house to us?
Well, the thing about that is, I was specifically told not to tell anyone, and I've probably already said too much about it, but I really wouldn't feel comfortable revealing the identity of
Yeah,
Mr.
well,
Ilya's business associate.
Well, last I checked, Mr. Ilya's dead. He's not going to do anything about it.
It's not.
Well, but
Well, I still gave my word.
I understand that.
yes, but it might help us in figuring out what exactly happened to him.
I mean, it's not like she was there. I mean, he was delivering a letter. She was there.
No,
No,
but
but
but it's a lead
It's a
to
lead.
follow.
And she might, I don't know, she might know a lot of different, information.
I
of
mean,
things
look
that
at
might
us.
be-
Does this not scream discretion to you?
I don't know, somebody with a social skill might want to roll about it.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I'll roll to ask for the persuasion, ask for the information, for her identity so we can further investigate.
So, okay, so the pitch is we're investigating his murder, and we're not
And-
asking for gossip reasons. We will.
Any information about him and his doings and maybe enemies he might have could be useful, and anybody can have that, especially someone who's close to him could have that information. Any little detail may help.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's
give it a roll.
Winning personality.
Not a half bad pitch.
I believe those mean expertise, so I double proficiency.
Yep, that's what expertise does.
Making
good.
sure I'm doing math right. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right, that's pretty darn solid.
Good job, Mr. Watley.
I'm doing it.
Mr. Watley,
Yes.
Yep, absolutely, that is correct.
can you promise me that this will not get out?
I mean,
I promise you that this will not get out.
What you got?
15 on deception.
15, fair enough. Well, you seem incredibly trustworthy
Oh, you poor Ruben.
and very reasonable. So, the gentlewoman's name is Otoya.
have we heard that name yet throughout the town?
You don't think so? No surname.
And could you?
Where she live?
If you pull out your map, he points it. It's a comparatively nicer part of the town inside the city walls. You're pretty sure you passed by the neighborhood on your way out.
What part of town?
The Favian part of town,
Okay.
the southwestern part.
Cool. Well, thank you, Ruben. We appreciate your forthright honesty, and we seek not at all to sully the name of your deceased ruler.
Or the living lady, I hope.
Certainly.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Like, he's got a wife and stuff, like at home.
Mr. Stryanoga is a widower. His wife passed in giving birth to their son.
So, is this just because she's Fabian that this is so uncouth?
Well, if you'd lived in this town as long as I have, you wouldn't think that's so small a matter.
No, not
I find
necessarily.
it rather progressive.
Not necessarily small. It's
Mr. Stryanoga had no particular dislike for the Thavian people. It would cause some of his peers to think less of him if it were out. There's also the matter of the widower traditions in Rashomani culture. Men aren't supposed to remarry.
Oh, I see.
a couple things at play here then.
He found it much more convenient to keep it discreet than to explain it to the town.
Oh yeah, that certainly makes
I
sense.
certainly understand. And one final thing before we bid you adieu today. You mentioned a secret entrance into the house. Here's the truth, Reuben. We are here to help, and we are going to attempt to solve this crime. And there's no guarantee that young Vlad will be accommodating to us. But if we could lay eyes on that crime scene, we would go a long ways to helping everybody.
And bring correct justice to someone who has killed your beloved Fira.
Perhaps even save more lives.
You're right. Yes, on the southeastern side of the manse. It's out of sight. There aren't any windows that look out on that part of it. There's the turret wall. If you, he shows you, he pulls out a little note that has the that has a rough diagram of it. It's like, and if you pull on this brick here, it'll slide open.
That is so cool.
It'll put you directly in that turret. That tower is the Fira's quarters. His son likely won't have moved into it yet until he's officially coronated. So it should be virtually unattended. But please, you have to make sure that no other tragedy befalls this family because I told you this. I would hate for someone without good intentions to find out that entrance.
Please, Mr. Watley.
And how did you come to be in this kind of employ for him?
Well,
You're like a doctor, right? Are you doctor's assistant?
I'm his assistant, yes. Mr.
Like a
Xantis is
nurse.
teaching me the way, how to heal and set things right with bones and help in childbirth. He's quite well studied. I don't have the same talent he has for it, but
he's a Thavian like acolyte kind of guy, or is he Russian?
he is Thavian.
Reuben is, yeah.
Reuben appears to be part of the Thavian part of the community, although he is younger. And
I'll just have hope for the next generation that maybe they can start bridging those.
well, hey, actually, you're not wrong about that. A lot of the kids in town don't know why their parents hate each other.
Yeah. Perhaps that's the thing. But yeah,
We're
very
here
curious
to,
how you.
hold hands and mend bridges, and
There's a lot of broken bridges between these communities, but
Yes, how did you get into his employ?
truthfully, I almost died. I was a patient of his.
No, not his. The Fira's.
Oh.
How did you get involved with?
Oh, the
running
Fira.
letters and-
No,
that
he
sounds
and,
like an interesting story too. So
he and Master Xantis
Put a pin
are
in that.
he and Master Xantis are old friends. He'd come down and join Xantis for tea and conversation every so often. I met him as part of my apprenticeship.
Oh. The king was the Fira was in good health though, right?
Yeah.
Before this
He was
incident.
He wasn't that old, only about, 55, almost 60. He always seemed to be in good health, took good care of himself. Didn't get, fat and lazy like a lot of Firas do.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
It just seems that you have grown very close to the man.
Well,
Both
he
of these times.
trusted me, and there's a large... Frankly, I have Master Xantis to thank for that.
Yeah.
He's been good to me.
I appreciate everything that you have told us today, Reuben. Thank you.
Of course. I hope it's helpful. I don't know who did that to Ilya.
What?
Or what, I guess.
Did just one final question. Given your letter, your courier employ, timeline-wise, did you see the king that night before this happened, and then the next day? When was the last time you saw him before that morning?
Last time I saw him.
Alive.
3 days. Yeah, well, I haven't seen him dead. I haven't been to the cathedral
won't
yet.
let anybody in. I get that.
Because he was about to see him that way.
Right. But then he had
But then they had, but then.
I'm honestly, I'm really, really glad the housekeeper found him.
Absolutely.
I don't need that kind of madness in my
Yeah,
life.
before that, before that morning. When's the last time you delivered and/or picked up a letter from him?
3 days prior,
Mm-hmm.
I met him outside of town. He was heading to the grain storage. He gave me a letter to give to Atoya, and she gave me her reply that morning.
All right.
The letters that you carried for the deceased, what did they look like?
He has proper parchment, and that's unusual. Mostly we just use locally sourced stuff, but this was real parchment and quill.
I was just trying to think if we needed to speak to the lady at some point, the best way to maintain appearances, and since you were running letters, perhaps run letters.
Oh, well, that
Might
makes
be,
sense.
Something we do here in the future.
Perhaps.
Right. Well, I think he did. I said we kill him.
And on that note,
All right then, off we go.
we are running short on time for today, folks, so we're going to let it go there. Hopefully our intrepid heroes can untangle this mystery of intrigues and clandestine Thavian affairs.
We're on the case.
One more for the road.
Yes.